If you love doing it but nobody cares, you have a hobby.
Right.
And it might be really fulfilling and soulful for you, but it's not a business,
Right.
right? Like you praying while you eat your breakfast is not a business.
No.
But it fills you up. It's soulful. Like
Exactly.
you need to do it. If you're only chasing opportunity but you don't love the thing, you're gonna lose. Because the people who love that, well, they're gonna win. They're gonna crush you. Like you can only do something you hate for so long.
Right.
So it's in that combination of what you love doing with where there's an opportunity.
So my name is Leanne Alexis, and I am a faith-based coach as well as a praise moves, praise kicks, Mira instructor. I truly believe that the mind, body, and spirit are one. I know that your tagline is believe,
Yeah.
which works perfectly with
what you do,
what
yeah,
I do.
for sure.
But sometimes there's that dark circle of doubt where you're sort of sitting there going, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe I'm called to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But then there's that, nah, you're not good enough. You're not really supposed to do that. How do you stay true to yourself and maintain that belief without losing your ever-loving mind?
I think there's a few ways to do it. I think
Okay.
especially if you're a person of faith, there's a great passage from Luke, is it 42 something? I don't know. Anyways, like if you've been given gifts and you have the responsibility, like it's
Yeah.
what like Spider-Man has
Oh,
taken
Spider's
over.
my favorite superhero.
It was like if with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Like have you been given gifts? Yes. Have you been given amazing gifts that can help people? Yes. Then it's your duty. It's like you are obliged. You have to. You have to. Right? And so I would, whatever it is that gets you feeling bold and confident and unstoppable. You've had moments in your life where you
Yeah.
felt bold and
Yep,
unstoppable,
absolutely.
but just not consistent. And welcome to being a human, right? It's like this isn't just a Leanne thing. This is an everybody thing. So doing the thing that helps you feel bold and unstoppable as part of your morning.
A lot of entrepreneurs have these different multiple streams of income.
Okay.
I guess my question is, what is your thought process on that? Like, I know from a holistic process, of course, that's wise, because if you put all your eggs in one basket, you may.
So I
but-
really hate the idea of multiple streams of
Okay.
income.
Oh, super cool.
Especially at the beginning. It's a great investment strategy. So if you're investing in the stock market, it's a great investment strategy to diversify. I think as an entrepreneur, people diversify themselves out of a business. That's the problem.
Okay.
Just like, what social media network should I be on? And they go everywhere, and then they suck everywhere.
Okay.
And so this is maybe where I'm a little different than what
No,
other people are preaching, but
this is helpful.
I look at someone like Andrew Carnegie, who's the richest man in the world at one point, and he said, put all your eggs in one basket,
Okay.
and then watch that basket,
Okay.
right? Like if you are going to do faith-based coaching,
Mm-hmm.
you could become the best faith-based coach in the world. But to do that takes a lot of work,
Right.
a lot of effort, a lot of training, a lot of
Right.
practice, a lot of sessions, like a lot, on,
Right.
go, right? If you're doing that and you're also trying to write code for something and you're also trying to,
Right.
it's like you never get mastery at anything.
Right.
And then you make little tiny bits of income from all these places, but because you're never actually that good at something, you never get rewarded for it. Not just financially, but also the impact, like the
Right.
ability to change people's lives, the ability to make improvement. And so I love the idea of putting all your eggs in one basket and then being amazing at that thing. And then people say, well, what if the economy collapses, or what if you put everything in on YouTube and that thing goes away? You've built your brand and you've built a skill set that you can take anywhere.
Right. Okay.
So do you know the Paul brothers, Logan Paul, Jake Paul?
No.
Doesn't
But I
matter.
get to read about it now.
So they were on this platform called Vine,
I've heard
which
of
was
Vine.
so Vine was like quick, really short videos. They blew up. They were taking over Vine, and then Vine shut down,
Right.
gone. So they came to YouTube, and they blew up YouTube, and they've got 10 million subscribers plus or something crazy like that, out of nowhere, in a year and a half. Why? because all the skills they develop for themselves on Vine, they could transport over to YouTube.
Okay.
So people say, don't put all your eggs in the Vine basket because it might shut down.
Right.
And it did. But if you get good at the skill,
Then,
it's communicating, right?
right.
If you get great at communicating, you can take that anywhere for life. So for me, putting everything on, like I'm all in on YouTube and I'm building up my Instagram now.
Okay.
Like I'm going hardcore on Instagram now.
Okay.
I have 24 people on my team, you know, right? It's like,
Yeah.
so I have the resources to do it properly. But if YouTube and Instagram both went away, I would jump on something else and start to destroy that thing
Okay. Cool.
because of all the skills that I've developed.
Right.
So I would pick, like to run 4 businesses at the same time is difficult.
Right.
So pick the one thing that you feel most connected to and then gain mastery in that thing. Being the best or being among the best or being world class at helping me learn the message, whether that's through your coaching sessions, whether that's through an Instagram video, whether that's through me working out with you,
Right.
whatever, helping me understand how to bring that into my life is never going to go anywhere,
Okay.
right? Like it's there forever,
Cool.
but you have to be good at doing that thing.
Right. And just stick to it.
You need to figure out what you want to be world class at.
Right. And then just.
And then the how will change a lot. Like for me, I went from Facebook to LinkedIn to Facebook to Twitter to YouTube and now Instagram, and like
Okay.
had these moments. And you'll have moments of opportunity, windows of opportunity, right? Like you could start an Instagram channel now and start building up momentum.
Right.
But maybe in 3 years, Instagram isn't the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
And so, great, but if you learn how to make a great video and communicate a message, you take that anywhere. You take that to the Minstagram that starts
Right,
up, right? And then
exactly. Okay.
you're all over that. But the skill that you are building is there for life. Like your mission is not changing.
Right. Right.
And so being great at executing your mission is what you need the stick-to-itiveness on. The how you go off and accomplish it can change. Like maybe right now it's praise moves. Maybe in 2 years, you don't want to do praise moves. Maybe you want to do more like coaching one-on-one, right? Or maybe
Right.
you want to be a speaker. Or maybe you want to be an author. Or maybe you want to be a whatever, right?
Right.
It's still the same message, and it's still getting great because if you want to be a speaker on stage, you've built your skills by doing praise moves
Right.
and by doing the coaching. By
Got it.
working with, like, you can't be a great speaker on stage to 5,000 people if you don't know how to help people one-on-one.
True. True. Got it.
Because the people that you're helping on stage, you see the faces of the people that you've helped one-on-one.
Right.
That's why you're great, because you've done all that work. So it doesn't mean you have to do one thing forever. It doesn't mean you have to do praise moves forever. You don't have to be the best praise moves person of all time.
Right.
You need to be the best at taking Christianity and applying it to my life, or among the best.
Right.
Right?
Okay. Cool. So you were talking, I'm listening to what you're saying, and you were talking about going from Facebook to LinkedIn to Twitter.
Right.
So I guess just the momentum of that you will determine where you switch from to, right?
It's
Or,
a combination of like what I love doing
Right.
with where there's an opportunity.
Okay.
So YouTube became this magical storm for me
Okay.
because I love video. I love visuals. So if we were having this conversation where our eyes were closed, it'd be a lot harder for me
Okay.
because I'd have to focus so much. If it's only auditory, I have a really hard time. I could do it, but like I have to stress myself to do it. So I don't listen to any podcasts.
Oh, okay.
If
okay.
podcast was the only way to learn, I would do it, but it's the hardest way for me to learn. So because there's video, I'm
Right,
gonna go
okay.
there. So YouTube became this perfect storm for me because it's video, and because I've developed a skill to be good on video.
Okay.
There are a lot of practice and work. And so that's where I focus my energy and efforts. Now, Twitter is becoming video, and LinkedIn is becoming video.
Yeah.
But when I was in it, it wasn't. And it's still not quite. Like, if you were thinking video, YouTube is the place for video.
Okay.
I also want my content to live forever.
Right. Yes.
And YouTube
Facebook, it doesn't.
none besides YouTube.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Instagram, no. Twitter, no. LinkedIn, no. Facebook, no. You're not looking at something that's a week old on any of those platforms.
Okay.
But I have videos on YouTube that are 5 years old and still getting views.
Okay.
Still have an impact.
Yeah, by me.
Right? Like, that's great. That's what I want. Like, I want my work to live forever. Like, I want to have impact forever. So that's the perfect storm of YouTube. But at the same time, I like testing things. And so I tested Instagram.
Okay.
And I tested Instagram Live specifically. And I did one, and then some people wanted to join in. Somebody said, they asked to join in. Like, oh, you could bring people in? Oh, cool. You could bring people in? This is
Right?
amazing,
Like, this is
right?
crazy.
And then, like, I'm helping somebody from Alabama, and then somebody from Russia, and then somebody from Japan, you know, and they come in on the chat. And even though there were technical issues and, like, echoes, and it was chaos, because I also didn't know what I was doing at the beginning, I just loved the fact that I could bring people in and help them one-on-one. And so I was going live on YouTube once a week, but it was just answering text questions.
Okay.
People chat a question.
Okay.
But often the best answer is, like, you have to go 2-3 questions deep to actually get to the real question that they have, right? So with Instagram Live, you could do that. So because I loved it so much, then I started going live 5 times a week plus on Instagram.
Okay.
So it's a combination of what you love doing with where there's an opportunity.
Okay.
If you love doing it but nobody cares, you have a hobby.
Right. Okay.
And it might be really fulfilling and soulful for you, but it's not a business,
Right.
right? Like, you praying while you eat your breakfast is not a business.
No.
But it fills you up. It's soulful. Like,
Exactly.
you need to do it. If you're only chasing opportunity but you don't love the thing, you're going to lose. Because the people who love that, well, they're going to win. They're
Exactly.
going to crush you. Like, you can only do something you hate for so long.
Right.
So it's in that combination of what you love doing with where there's an opportunity.
Okay. Cool. Because I'm doing the Facebook Lives now,
Yeah.
but then having Palmonia
Yeah.
as like a good friend.
Yeah.
And watching her shift
Yeah.
and just going, I'd like to get to that point.
Right.
And it's not that I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like, how do you know that you know, basically, how do you know that you know that you know that you know?
Yeah.
Right? So sort of like
By
your
doing,
first
though.
up-
It's by doing.
Yeah.
You don't
So-
know until you do. Like, you won't
Exactly.
think your way through this.
And that's the box. Get out of the box.
You won't figure it out on the couch.
No.
Like, you cannot think your way through it.
Exactly.
You have to do it. So here's the beautiful thing. All of those strategies work. Every strategy that you read in a book or watch a video on or podcast, they all can work. Like,
just have to
Facebook ads works. Facebook Live works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having an Instagram channel works. Doing old school, like calling people, can work. Meeting people, partnerships, it all works. Everything works.
You just gotta.
But what works
do
for
it.
you, it won't all work for you.
Right.
Because you won't like some of the stuff.
Right.
And that's a trick. You have to like the process. What do you enjoy the process, not just the result? Because the result is you get a new client and you love working with your client.
Exactly.
You love coaching them and working out with them and all that. But the process to get the client, you have to, the marketing path is going to be the one that you actually feel the most.
Okay.
So maybe, even though I said, like, the morning prayer isn't a business, like, maybe it becomes. Like, maybe you do Instagram Live with your morning prayer,
Right.
or a YouTube video of your morning prayer. Like, some people have no idea how to pray.
True. True.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's true.
and here, and it's
Yeah.
like, listen, it's not that difficult. You close your eyes and you say
just-
what you're grateful for.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And here's how I do it. And maybe I start with a piece of scripture that I like. Like, whatever your process is, people will then start to follow that.
Cool. That's giving me actually, like, again, light bulbs, massive ideas, because I'm not necessarily in the marketplace marketable, but
Yeah.
just sharing, because I used to do youth ministry.
Okay.
And when kids come into your, so it's very different when you work with adults and when you work with young people. Young people have absolutely no holds barred. They have no fear. Whereas adults, we go through this process of, okay, well, I can't, because I've told all of my kids they can't, so therefore I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to sharing, like, just be bold, like what you're saying. And a lot of adults, they just can't find the way to be bold. And can't is actually a word that's not in my vocabulary. I'm just using it for now.
I like it.
But when I think of the young people, we sit there, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna pray. Like, we did a whole season of let's learn how to pray.
Okay.
And the first young person said, well, I'm not really sure I know how. And I
Yeah.
said, you know what? It's like talking to your mom,
Right.
talking to your dad. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed. And now I'm thinking, well, if I could teach it in a youth ministry, why can't I share that on
Yeah.
YouTube, on Facebook? And there's no written law that says you can't do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
light bulb.
And even as you said that, of saying it's like talking to your mom or your dad, like that's your
It's your Heavenly
perspective,
Father,
but that's your way of doing it, which is different.
yeah.
Because I've never heard anybody explain it like that.
Okay.
So even though like you're saying it one way, and your pastor will say it a different way, and like TD Jakes will say it a different way, and
Right.
like, you know, and Bishop Jake's been on my channel a couple times, and like he'll yell at you like,
Yeah.
touch somebody and run, you know, like that's his
Yeah.
style. You know, you will have the same message, but the way you deliver it will be different. You'd be like, hey, just breathe, and
Yeah.
like imagine you talking to your mom, right? And so the way that people will connect with you will be different than other people, and people
Right.
need the connection. Like they're not getting it through what's currently available out there, and so your voice matters.
I was sharing before that I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And because of 2 car accidents, I haven't been able to get back on the mats. I haven't been cleared yet. But I'm
Yeah.
fighting to get on the mats.
Yeah.
Because that was fun. Super fun.
Yeah.
Although those guys are bigger and they throw me around like a rag doll, but
Yeah.
it was super fun. And some of them would call me like a little warrior princess because I'm just like a little terrier. I just
Right.
keep going back at them. And I thought, okay, so a warrior princess does not stop. A warrior princess doesn't get fearful. She just Xena princess.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what this was today. So although I talked to Palmonia, she's like, yeah, just go do it. And I thought, okay. And as I'm driving here, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. And I was getting closer and closer and getting freaked out. I'm like, it's okay. I can do this. And then I remembered what you said in your video, which is
Okay.
what you just said.
Okay.
Is that if you don't have anything in your calendar that freaks you out,
Right.
you don't like your life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but I love my life.
Yeah.
And not in a selfish way. I love my life. And I'm like, oh, wait, everything in my calendar is nothing that I would 1 and 0.
Yeah.
You know, nothing.
Yeah, you don't want that life. You know what it's like and you hate it.
I didn't, it was enough.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm just like, every moment of the day is a freak out moment, and it's all good. It's super cool.
So you take that message of fight to get back on the mats, like that's a message. So you could make a quick video talking about, hey, you need to fight to get back on the mats. You can tell your story, but then make it relevant to everybody.
Right, okay.
Like the mats is an analogy for life.
Life,
right?
yeah.
Or that could be like a motivational rant, or it could be a really soft, like I feel like I'm getting hugged with you talking about it. You lead with empathy, or it could be
Super cool.
a prayer in the morning, like you're going to pray to remember to fight to get on the mats today, like my intention for the day, you know. So it's like super quiet and soft. But see, that's the thing, like figuring out your
So that-
style
yeah.
and what you love doing.
That's crazy cool. I love it. 'Cause yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yay.
So what's the first thing to test?
To just test to see what I like. Just to go and just run.
Okay, so like-
I'll get on my video and just start seeing if I can, not even seeing if, just do it. And
That's what you
see
can
if
do
I
today.
like it.
It's still morning. You know, you got the whole day
I'm
ahead
going
of
home
you.
to do the same message you just told me about fight to get
Fight
on the
to get on the mats, okay.
I'm going home to
okay,
do
but
that.
so how are you gonna do it then? You're gonna make an Instagram live, you're gonna make a video, you're gonna do a prayer, you're gonna yell at somebody, like what are you gonna do?
I think well, now that you showed me how to get on Instagram Live properly, I'm going to do an Instagram Live, and I'll probably just sit on my mat
Yeah.
and talk about a little bit about my story
Yeah.
and pray about what the next step is to definitely fight to get there.
Great.
And how easy it is to just take that very next step.
Yeah.
It may seem debilitating, but it isn't.
Great.
It really isn't. You're not going to die.
So expect it to suck.
Be
Expect
crazy,
like
yeah.
nobody to show up. And that's where a lot of people end up losing, is because, oh, like nobody showed up, or like only one person saw that. Oh, I spent all this time and nobody cares about my stuff.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah. Well, did you enjoy it? Forget the results. did you enjoy the process? Like,
Right.
I didn't really know what I was doing, but I liked it. Like, this is kind of fun,
Yeah.
right? This is fun. Like, I could come out, I like having a message I like having a message every day. I like it. Like, it sets me up for the day.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel complete until I've shared it. So it's not just
That's true.
thinking I need to share.
Exactly.
My
And-
morning routine isn't complete without me sharing something. That sets me up to feel bold and like ready to attack the day. If I wake up and I don't share a message, I don't have as great a day.
Okay. And that's true.
Now the way I do it is I'll usually like get angry and yell into the camera. It may not be what you do, right? But it's like it's the same message. Just I might be yelling at them and you're gonna be hugging them, right? Like Oprah and TD Jakes have a lot of similar messages,
Right.
but their delivery styles completely different.
Yeah.
And some people just gravitate more towards one. Awesome.
And it
People
could be-
gravitate towards your style. And you're still honing and figuring out your style. Like, you don't know what it is because you're just starting.
Right.
You haven't done one yet. Awesome.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy the process? And if you did, then you can go back to it and do it on the
Super
regular.
Rockin', cool. I'm so excited.
Because if you keep doing it and you keep loving it, you will blow up.
Cool.
It's like you can't ignore if you do it every day for 5 years and you got still 3 people watching, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. But if you did it for 2 weeks and you haven't gotten results, okay, you're fine. Little bit more patience. Like it's gonna happen.
Cool.
Right?
Okay.
So the results will come as a result of you doing work that you love and that is providing value for people.
Cool.
If you want to get coached by me one-on-one to help you build your brand and make money as a thought leader, check out my next workshop in Toronto. The link is right there next to me. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.